Minister, I just want to ask you two questions. First of all, around the TRIPS waiver on vaccines, and secondly, on COVAX. And I suppose the first question is, have we pushed for that? Have we pushed for a TRIPS waiver within the European Council and the other bodies in which we operate? And if we have, what are the blockages? And rather than say to you, you're wrong for not doing this or that, whatever, my question is to you, how can we maybe dismantle some of those blockages? How can we move this issue forward? Because my view, and I'm interested in hearing yours, my view is that if we had a TRIPS waiver on vaccines, I think it would act as a catalyst for the production of vaccines globally, not just for this pandemic, but for what we may face in the future. So it's not just for now. So, Minister, I would like your opinion on that. My second question relates to COVAX, and the Taoiseach spoke about it earlier and our support for it, etc. But as I said, just today, COVAX have said that they cannot distribute any more vaccines because they don't have money to buy syringes or the other basic accoutrements, if you like, that are necessary. So what is being done to deal with that? And also the fact that the WHO are calling for more funds. But my main interest at the moment is COVAX and what is being done right now so that they can actually distribute what vaccines they have. Thank you.
Minister. Thanks very much to the Deputy for raising that really important question about COVAX. And I think it is worthwhile remembering always that nobody is getting anything right. Nobody is getting everything right in this pandemic. But in terms of vaccine distribution around the world, the European Union is getting a lot right. We are the biggest exporter and indeed the biggest donor of vaccines around the world. I think we've to be proud of that. But as the Taoiseach himself has said, we need to do more. We need to do more. And all of these things are under consideration. Specifically in relation to COVAX, the Deputy is right that COVAX have sounded the alarm in recent weeks about the availability of funds to cover so-called ancillary costs. This is obviously, as she said, as the Deputy said, the cost of syringes, swabs, etc., etc. Ireland actually was an early donor of ancillary costs. We added €1.5 million to our donations late last year to accompany the commitment to the dose donations. And we have actually received private messages of thanks from COVAX for being an early mover in this regard. By contrast, it has to be said to a number of other countries who have not given this funding that's needed to go along with the vaccines. So I'm very proud of that, and I'm glad to be able to tell the House that, because it was raised, I think, by maybe Deputy Shanahan as well, or other deputies have raised this issue, and it's very, very important, and Deputy Gannon as well, and my colleagues as well, Deputy Cahill and Deputy Crowe. So to date, we've provided €8.5 million to COVAX, and in the coming week or so, we're going to disburse another €5 million, bringing our total to 13.5 million. So Ireland, I think, has a proud track record. We want to get the vaccines out there as quickly as possible. There is more we can do. I think a TRIPS waiver is definitely potentially part of the solution, but there are other things as well. Simply giving the vaccine, but also building up the manufacturing capacity as well to make sure that, if intellectual property waivers are given, that there is actually manufacturing capacity then to manufacture these complicated products as well. So that's all in the mix of what we believe the world should be doing. I think Ireland is to the forefront of advocacy in this regard and getting practical results for people across the world.